So welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom, and I did a video the other day looking at sort of a kind of beginner's guide to light tanks and how to operate them and the different types and different play styles. Got a lot of questions about how to play light tanks in cities, and it's a very good point, because you know it's all very well looking at very open and wide maps and how to play light tanks there, but when you get Himmelsdorf like this chap has, it's a different kettle of fish, and it's a hard thing for light tanks. Two classes of tanks really struggle: light tanks and artillery in the cities. What's he going to do? He's looking for Narnia. So this is Cool Ice 921, who is driving the French Tier 9 light tank, the AMX 1390. He's on Himmelsdorf. He is, he's top tier because it's a 5-10 game. So, what do? This thing is a very powerful auto-loading light tank. One of my favourite, actually. I really like this tank, and he is very good. This guy is very experienced. But what I like about this is he is a super unicum, very good player. What's his win 8? 2078, and look at this loadout. Not an ounce of premium. Not that I'm saying all stat twats use premium, but all stat twats use premium. Truly good players like this fella don't need to. So he's come to the hill. Now he's been fortunate, nobody else has pushed for the hill. You can see the two light tanks up here trying to get shots down, and this is where you can make a difference for your team, because if he could snipe down on a few of those heavy tanks or medium tanks across the other side, then he's going to have a lovely time of it. Now unusually nothing of the enemy team has come up the hill, which is a big doo-doo. Do not do that. If you're, well, it's difficult. If nobody goes for the hill, you can't go alone, but you know, it's never going to go well for you. Oh, and now he's just got the gravy. An AFK UDES. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that one missed. 4 shots, 3 of which hit and pen, and of course one doesn't, because RNG. Got a 21.5 second reload. Now, if you notice, he's very map aware. He's seeing that IS-6B is coming back. He's also seen there's a super Pershing coming up the hill there. In fact, he's pinging that guy. Now, it looks like our WZ-120 is going in for the pattern. And here we go. This is what I was saying in the other video. You need to play dirty. When you are a light tank, you play dirty. You don't fight on even fights. He saw that the WZ was going, and he hopped over and went for him. And yeah, good on him. Then another, was it the Type 59, leapt in. Now, the other thing I talk about in the video is he pulls back. He says, I'm not going to go that way. I'm not going to go and chase the win. Needs time for the reload anyway, but he's going to come back round again. So he's doing another run round. Now, the guys who carried on down the hill were not as map aware, because there's that IS-6. Oh, he's got that UDES. Going to stop and finish him off. That's a little bit naughty. His team needs some help down there, but he's going to take the cheap kill. Oh well. I suppose I can't blame him. He's out of shot, reloading again. The WZ got cleaned up. The Type 59 is trying to deal with the IS-6B. And looks like he's doing a masterful job. Right, he's reloaded, he can carry on down. IS-6, again, uneven fight. Up his jacks, it's not his jacks, is it? It's in his side. Helping out the team. One more shell. Nice. Leaves him on low health. Can't take him down though, because he hasn't got enough. Oh, there's an enemy light tank coming. Enemy light tank on the way. So he's not loaded, so he's pulling right back. Fortunately, the Type 59's died. IS-6 is now gone for it. Look at this. This This is what happens in public games all the time, is that I6 again wasn't paying attention, and he's now gone in against 2 enemy tanks, and now the Bulldog's coming as well. Cool Ice, you know, maybe you could say he should have gone and helped out, but he's only got 4 shells. I don't know why the I6 waited all that length of time to then go and commit himself. So Iceman is now heading down towards the cap. He needs to get resets. He needs to try and help out and finish off these enemy tanks that are in the cap. Oh, that's a virtually full strength. He's 75. Oof. 3 shells into him. Bounces one off the turret. Let's move. Reloads again. Now this is the sort of prime time for light tanks. Oof, ow. Super Pershing up the rear. This is the sort of time when you've conserved, and I went on again about conserving your hit points, because this is the point where you can take advantage of it. It tries to track, in fact, does he track that Sue? I think he did. Now he's on the reload. Wow, no he wasn't. That was his last shell. Takes him down. Right. He's even things up. 11 plays 12. So yeah, I think on the city map the same kind of rules apply. It's harder to do passive scouting. In fact, there's very, very few locations you can do passive scouting. Active scouting, however, is very much the thing for the light tanks to do, but the crucial thing is holding on to your hit points, making sure that you maximise the potential for this end game chaos that you can cause. This is where a light tank is in its element. He can, not going through the cap there, see, so he doesn't give his, and the artillery's not paying attention. Well, never knew it was coming, frankly. The artillery was covering the other way. He came round the back way, and because he hadn't gone through the cap, the artillery had no idea who was coming. So 3,700 damage. Reloads another clip. There's 3 enemy tanks out there. Scorpion is on the hill and he's going up. Looks like he's going up to help out the Scorpion. And that's what I'm saying. So early on in the city map you can do a little bit of adventurous spotting, see if you can see some intelligence of where the enemy are going, but basically you've got to try and conserve your hit points. You've got to try and utilise your speed and mobility to get out of trouble. You've got no armour, so cities are the natural environment of tanks with armour, and you've got none, so you can't afford to go fighting them, at least face to face. So you need to play dirty. You need to get around rears, you need to get around the sides, and you need to cause as much mayhem as you possibly can. Now, this is an ideal scenario. You can see both of the enemy tanks, the I-6 and the E-75, are both fronting up on the Scorpion. So what's Cool Ice going to do? Well, he was going to go and come around the back of them, but suddenly a wild Super Pershing arrived. Now, this is a bit hairy. They'll be waiting for him. Yeah. Oh, he takes him down. And here we go, last kill. Can we get him? Oh, bounced. But we're going to... The E-75 is trying to be clever and trying to turn his gun the other way. But this is just painful for the poor old heavy. What does he do? He can't turn his turret quickly enough. Whoa, Kelly! Oh, nearly reloaded. There we go. Reloaded. Bang. Good night, Vienna. Whoa, what a clean up on R5. Good job. So a cracking game there from Cool Ice 921. Ace Tanker, obviously. Bruiser. Demolition Expert. Duelist. Fire for Effect. Defender and Top Gun. Finished up, unsurprisingly, top of his team. 4,515 damage, 6 kills, 1285 base XP. Fired 28 shots, hit with 27 of them, and penned with 21. And that's because he took things on his terms. In the rear, in the sides, tried not to fire anything frontally if he could help it. Took 2 hits himself, both of which penned. Well, of course they would. And he got the maximum of 100 reset points. Now, interesting, again, what I liked about this guy, he doesn't run a premium account. So not only does he not use premium rounds, he doesn't run a premium account. Still made a nice profit. Nearly 40,000 credits after costs, 20,500 profit. So really good job. And 3,855 experience for his crew. So there you go. That's one battle playing on Himmelsdorf in a light tank. Let's go and have a look at another one. So this time we've got, I think, Stephen driving the Tier 8 American light tank, the Bulldog. Used to have an autoloader, this thing. Now it's a single shell gun. Still a kind of useful little light tank. More of an active scout than a passive scout, I would categorise this thing. So here we are again on Himmelsdorf. It is a Tier 10 game. So this does not get any worse for a Tier 8 light tank. City map. And initial spotting run. Manages to spot those 3 enemy tanks coming down the middle. He now goes straight through there, spots the waffle traeger, gets away before he can spot anything. And this is what I meant about, look at that, he spotted the artillery initially. Oh, took a shot there because of his because he decided to hang around for a minute or two. Can he get shot? And the artillery stopped moving because they realised that they've been spotted. And this one, oh look at that, artillery takes him down. So that's all spotting assist for us. He's having a shootout with that T-34-2, but nothing doing. So I think he's realised that that's it. Oh, hang on, someone just took him down too. So that's what I was meaning about early on, having a real good effect as a scout. He's spotting, he's creating mayhem. He's cost the enemy one of their artillery and one of their medium tanks initially with his initial spotting run. He also saw where enemy tanks were going, so anybody coming for the city or coming for the banana road knew instantly that what they were going to be up against and could plan accordingly. Puts a shell, nice shell, into that waffle traeger's turret. He's going in for the kill. Can he finish him off? Don't want to take a hit. He's not paying attention. Get him taken down. Good. Shut down. Now move because the guard's coming. No, the guards are not coming. He's got some support from the Centurion. Again, he's playing it dirty. He's not taking anything on while they're paying attention. Like this guy up the jacksie. Didn't manage to penetrate his armour. But he's doing the right thing. Can he track him there? He's tracked him in place. Look at that. And the E4 can't turn his turret any further. So he's perfectly safe and he takes him down. So 2,500 assistance damage. There's now a mouse on the other Martian on the other side. Where did that oh, the guard's gone as well. So he's using his map. You have to be very map aware when you're driving these sort of light tanks. Again, up the jacksie, up the back passage of this Martian. Can't pen him, but he's trying to track him in place. At the moment the Martian's not paying any attention to him. And that's the other thing you can do as a light tank in this sort of scenario. He can, by keeping them looking at him, or making them look at him, they're less likely to look at his friends. It's changed to premium rounds, that's fair enough. There's an E100 and as well as that Martian. Trying to track the E100. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, but somebody's just smacked the E100. So he's just keeping him lit up now. So all he needs to do is platoon buddies coming up behind. Still can't quite track that guy, which is frustrating. Now he's on fire. Premium shell to the turret, he's down. Now they've got them on the run. Nice. Nice shot up the guard's lower plate. And takes him down for the kill as well. And this is my point in this. Even in a city map, the same sort of principles apply. Don't get stupid. Don't go crazy. Use an opportunity if you can to do some early spotting, but then conserve your hit points. Make sure you've got plenty of hit points for the later part of the game. Ooh, was a bit lucky there. And make sure you're driving properly. And play dirty. You've got to take these heavy tanks on an unfair fight. Here he goes, waiting for that E3 to come around the corner. Trying to track that Martian, not having an awful lot of luck, to be absolutely honest. Seen that the Martian's fired, now he can fire. His rate of fire is considerably faster than the Martian's. Trying to get some shots on the cupola, but the Martian's been very coy, keeping moving. No, missed. He's down. Down. Right. 12 plays 8. His platoon buddy needed some... I'm going to say needs some help, but it's too late. He's down. We know where all the enemy tanks are. Scorpion G's round here on this road at the top here, and the two other tanks. In fact, there he is. Oh, we take a hit and just limit ourselves from being rammed. Whoa, and taken down. What a shame. Side glance from the Scorpion took him down, and that was all it took. He just lost too much health. But cracking game in terms of how he used the mobility of that tank. He did some very early spots, so the team knew where the enemy were, knew what was coming to them, and then he got that by spotting the artillery early on and spotting all those enemy tanks down the 1, 2, 3 line. He basically stopped them all, stopped their attack, blunted their attack, and from there on in, it was pretty, well, it wasn't easy, but it was a lot easier, shall we say. So, let's just speed this up. So, where's that Scorpion going to appear? Obviously, like me, thought he was going to come along that road down there. Head back across this middle area. Oh, there he is. Missed the return fire, but really that Scorpion's got very little chance here. Very, very little chance. The E3 can just drive straight at him, and that was inevitable. So just a T-34B. I'm not sure we've seen anywhere yet. He was up on the citadel at the top, so is he still there, I wonder? The VK's chasing around the top, so we'll just wait and see what... Oh, there he is. That was nice of him to drive straight out there, and takes him down for an easy kill. GG, well played. So there you go, another good example of how to play a light tank in the city. And by the way, as I said in the original video, I'm not claiming to be an expert here. I know in principle what to do, but it's always good to see how other people play these things. And both of those guys played the Himmelsdorf map really, really well. Okay, so the AMX got lucky because there was nobody up on the hill, but you know what? His autoloader up there would have caused mayhem to anything that had come and fought it out up there, and I'm pretty sure that if it had been heavily contested, he probably would have bugged out. So in both cases though, both the light tanks have used their real high speed and sneakiness to get around the map as quickly as possible, to appear where the enemy are least expecting them to. In the case of this Walker Bulldog game, you know, that early spotting run, he spotted 3 tanks in the middle, then he spotted the 2 artillery, plus that T-34-3, the Waffle and something else, all on that initial run. He was able to basically contribute to his team securing the 1, 2, 3 line by his aggressive play. And, you know, yes, he took a hit early on, but then he conserved his hit points pretty well. up until, you know, when he got caught out by that Scorpion G. But use, and that seems to be the best way to play on a city map. Conserve your hit points. Do what you can to spot the enemy early, but don't put yourself at risk. Then, as the game breaks up, once, you know, half the enemy tank, quarter of the enemy tanks are down, and there's gaps, that's when you can get in there, because this thing, as I said before, is a dirty killer. You need to use the light tanks on an unfair advantage. Swamp enemy tanks that aren't paying attention. If they got their back to you, put one up the jacksie. All that kind of stuff. So Steve Oni got an ace tanker for his Bulldog game. He got Spotter, Bruiser, Fire for Effect, and Orlick's medal for destroying 2 enemy tanks or destroyers who are at least 1 tier higher. Of course, he finished top of his team. 1,825 damage, 3 kills, 1310 base XP. His platoon buddy had a pretty good game as well, came in 3rd. Despite all the chat that was, I don't know whether you noticed it, people moaning about hoping they'd lose because the Scorpion G had left him to die. Yeah, grow up. Anyway, so Stevie O fired 27 shots, hit with 26 of them, again because he was up close, but even then penetration was not fantastic. 12 penetrations for the 1800 damage, but it was all about the assistance damage. Still did 2,868 assistance in a city map and spotted 7 enemy tanks. He was running some kind of boosters, so yeah, the numbers are a bit artificial. Did fire a bit of premium, or was that consumables? I'm not quite sure, but he would have, well, look at that, the bonuses would have wiped out, so he would have basically broken even, I think, on that game if he hadn't been running boosters. I've got a whapping 12,000 XP, but again with boosters running, which gave him 2,000. So, and there was a ×5 as well, so he was really rocking it on experience. So there you go. So adding to the video I did the other day about you know, how to play light tanks and what their role is in the battlefield. As I say, a lot of people asked, you know, so that's all very well done, but what about in the cities? So there's a couple of games of people playing in the cities. Golden rules remain exactly the same. Don't be stupid and go and get yourself killed by suicide scouting. There is no point. You know, you can rant and rave and say, oh, it's not fair, I've been in a city map, and blah, 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 blah. You can still do a job for your team. Get out there, spot, do some early spotting runs, use your supreme speed and size to get around the map. I always think when I get on a city map in a light tank that it's bonus time. I think, well, you know, nobody's expecting me to contribute considerably to the team, so if I can, then I'm helping. If I die quickly, yeah, so be it. I haven't actually weakened the team significantly. Unlike when you're in open field, when the light tank goes down early, you know, I inwardly groan if I'm in another class of vehicle, because I think, oh Christ, there goes our eyes and ears. In the city, eyes and ears aren't quite so important, but so you don't want to take risks early on, but try not to, and you know, don't throw your life away basically, but if it happens, it happens, is my kind of philosophy on that. Use the mobility, do some early spotting. If you have an opportunity to spot the artillery or spot in place TDs, then do it, and rely on your team to support you. You have to rely on other people in a light tank. And then when the game breaks up, look at those opportunities to fight dirty. Get in, scrap, get out again. Even in a non-auto loading tank, you can get in, fire a couple of shots before they even turn the turret, because these big old heavies, they take a long time to rotate. So you can generally get in, fire a few shots, and then get out again. And that's what you should do. And then don't be tempted to go back round again. Just go somewhere different, give it a bit of time, then go again. If you need to. Fight dirty. Look at opportunities when, you know, when your friends are fighting. Try and leap in there and help them out, but not at the cost of your tank. AMX did that, showed that very, very clearly. He a couple of times he did help out his teammates, and a couple of times he just left them because he knew that either he wasn't loaded or he only had 1 or 2 shells left in the clip. And the chances of him actually influencing that. Remember, he's only doing 100 and, well, actually that AMX is doing 200 odd damage, but they're not huge amounts of damage for compared to the sort of tanks you're going up against and their hit pools. So, you know, think about it logically. Play selfishly in terms of conserving your vehicle, but play selflessly in terms of supporting and spotting for your team. That's the light tank mantra. Anyway, I hope you found this useful and interesting, and I hope it answered some of the questions around how to play in the city games. And if you did, please give it a like, and if you got any questions, just stick them down below. I say I don't claim to be an authority of this game, but I have played nearly 40,000 games now, so I kind of work out how things work, and often it's don't do what I do what I say is the best motto on this channel. Anyway, enjoy your games, whatever they are, have fun, that's the main thing, and try not to take it too seriously, and I will see you again soon. This is Gamer Dom signing out.